So I have these beautiful chords of G major 7-2, F sharp minor 7-4, and then B minor 7-4, and I have them in all kind of different inversions when they're close together, and or I have them like this, spread apart. But then I always go to that fraction chord, which is a excuse me, because as go 3 times, is a G major 7 with an A bass, and a 2 G major 7-2 with an A bass, and I crawl up. Look at the thumbing right there between the. Look at my pointer. I know I wish there was a different color. I keep telling him, give me a color different. Wait, I can't even see this. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so F sharp. I'm sorry, thumbing the A and the G. Right there, cool. There's the 3rd, the 5th, and the major 7. There's the root right there of the fraction, beginning of the fraction. I just remembered. Hold on, I have to get the board. I forgot the board. I think it's right over there, inside that room. The addition board. This is what I'm talking about, the addition board. Although lighting, I don't know if you can see it. The point being is these are the additions that you can put, besides the 1-3-5 or the 1 minor 3-5, these are additions you can put with a major or minor chord. And these are my rules in KEYSongs. Always this. Is always this? Yes. Always is this. In keys, is that on the minor, over here, you can have the 7, the 6, the 4, or the 2. In the major, you decide whether you can have a major 7 or a 7, and then you have a 6, a +4, not a 4, in a major, and I can demonstrate that by going major, kind of sour and illegal, and then kind of like it's sweet. So seconds are good in both. 6s are good in both. 7s, if you're in a 7 in a major, are good in both, except if you're in a major 7. But anyway, in this case, we're in a major 7, but a 6, a +4, and a 2 are all good in majors. That's what I'm talking about. So I have a 2 off a G. Oh, and so in the fraction rule, the bass note is, oops, almost hit the mic there. I did hit the mic. The bass note is always independent. So your rules of the chord additions are applying to the top of the fraction. So in this case, it's G major 7 with a 2 in it. And that's where you're applying your addition rules to. So what note is missing that I'm not playing now? If I'm playing a 2 and a major 7, what note am I not missing? It's an addition note, legal. Sweet. The 6. Oh, I just crushed it. I just zing it. But it's E. But look at this. It's a legal. If I walk in 6, they're all legal notes. Major 7 of G. But I'm really having A bass, so it's hard for me to demonstrate this because I want to keep the A in the bass because I'm supposed to be the A in the bass. I can't change it. It is the major part of a G chord with an A bass. That's the whole part of this song. G chord with an A bass. Built on that, let's add to the G. Let's make it a major 7 instead of a 7. We're not going to make a 7. Maybe you have that choice, whether you're going to go 7 or major 7 in the additions. But we're going to go 7, major 7 in this case. But we're going to keep the A bass. But here's the major 7, and then we're going to have the 2, which is also in the A bass, but it's legal to the description of the G major 7. Okay, so then we have the 2, and now we have the 6. But then I'm going to use notes around all, inverting all that, and look, if I press them all down in the whole keyboard, look at all those notes that I can use. And if I walk within them in 6s, I can have beautiful notes on top of that A, even though I'm thinking major 7 over an A, or basically a G over an A. This is coolness. The top of the fraction additions. I made my regular chord, off the board additions. What can you put in a major? What can you put in a major? What can you put in a major? What can you put in a minor? What can you put in a minor? All those chords. So I'll show you millions of times that board until I have a button that I can just push, and it just pushes the numbers right up on the screen. Conk. Anyway, so I have this point where I have a G with an A bass in the song, and it's right. And I emphasize it by going. I'm just holding it. It's just like a whole pause. But then I decided for the chorus, I was actually going to hold this whole pause out. And I'm going to make it the chorus. I decided I'm going to take the hold chord, which is the G with an A bass, and I'm going to make it the chorus. You could do anything in music. Why not? All right. So I'll show you how I did it here. I'll do it. So then I stay on the G, basically the G. I can put a 2 or a major 7 in there with the A bass, and I kind of like make some undertoning rhythmic. Look, I'm holding down the kind of the melody note, and I'm just in the accompaniment in the guitar. It's kind of like, guitar strumming versus picking or something. Doing the same with the keyboard, you're like splitting it up. You're holding one down, but I'm kind of holding down that bass note. Look at that long A there. I might do an octave, bottom top or top bottom, or the 5th in between. But I'm not going anywhere. But I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to go to one single no chord note, B. And I'm coming right back to that fraction chord. Isn't that cool? Here we go. That's the whole chorus. Really? B, A. All right, so that's really cool now. B as a no chord. There is no chord on the B. And C, no chord. Again, if you following into the music here, which I hope everyone can over there. Is it over there? Yeah. It is whatchamacallit, it is highlighting as I put it on top of it. But unfortunately, I'll just give you a little more explanation on this musical thing. This music program, which I love so much, mini notate program, is it turns chords that it doesn't quite know what they are red. And they're all the chords that I use all the time because I made them up myself, so it probably doesn't know my chords. And many people don't, and they disagree with them, but these are my chords, and I'm self-taught, and this is the way I go. So go with the flow, And so everything's between 1 and 8, in between 1 and 8, except for flat 9 or sharp 9. That's it. That's the end of the story. But anyways, here's the big story of here. B, A to the G, A, but the A is not just an A. It's not B, A. It's using on that A, yes, B, A in the bass, but then I'm going to make a fraction out of the A. I'm going to put G. I'm going to go one whole step down with my right hand guitar, but I'm going to have a B silently. I can do all the additions to the G, the 2, the 6, the major 7, and the 2, and the 6, and the major 7, and the 2, and the major 7. You can do all those things. Yes, you can. And then I did a grace note, which is just a slide, but it's not quite a crush. A crush is together. A slide is taking one finger and going. This is using 2 fingers, but controlling and making from that flat third to third, just half step away from the no chord, and then to the note in the G major 7. I'm still the third out of the G chord, and the majors in the 2, and I'm still the third, the 5th, and the 2. I have a chorus, but let me come from the verse. These last verses. Now into that chord, the G with A, and then the little kind of fluttering underneath there. Just hear that beat, just beat. Listen. Now listen to what I do. Listen to what I do here. I then sync. Wait, let's take this again. So I'm out of this end of the verse to the chord, to the hang chord in between the verses, and then I stay on that hang chord. I'm going to make this hang chord the chorus. Yeah. By getting a B, just and then a BD. Kind of fooling with that. I'm kind of fooling with that G with an A bass part, right? I'm just kind of fooling with that. And then I'm going to sync out of it. No chords, just going down notes, but I'm going to make another fraction. Again, one whole step down. Here's the G. Sorry, here's the F sharp, the F sharp chord. I'm going to move that one whole step down, or if you want to look at it another way, move one whole step up in the left hand. But that's the fraction I love throughout. All right, so I've done this in other lessons, so I'm just going to move on here, but that's what I have here. So I have a whole step up or a whole step down chord, normal fraction. Oh, just like the fraction I have with the G. Here, the G was a whole step down from A, making a G with an A. This is taking the F sharp, going down. So it's taking the kind of the same principle because we're in the same song, Springshe, right? And then there is a way when you're in these fractions like this, if you move one finger, just one finger, you change the complete chord from a fraction. And we've done this in other songs like Potato Face Blind Man and stuff like that, where it moves one finger, it becomes a 7. Here I did it right here. I'm going to break it down for you. So you got an E major 7, right? With an F sharp bass. And F sharp bass is a whole step up or a whole step down. All right, anyways, so watch if I move my third finger down one half step. It's so cool. It turns into a 7 chord, a 7, not a major 7, a 7 chord. 2, there's a 3, there's the 6. It's a happy chord. Just by going by one finger. You can do it I don't like to move off that and mix everyone up with sight lines, but you can do it in every chromatic neighbor. But anyways, by just moving one finger from this fraction of a whole step up fraction, major 7 in the right hand, guitar part, and then moving one finger and getting it to a 7, 2, 6 chord. And so I jam that. That is the one half of the chorus. That is what I'm talking about. This song, Springshe, is really cool, but it's not hard. It looks hard, but it's not. It's just, it has sections. If you learn each section, then you'll be able to easily go on and go in this section point right now and I'm in a chorus. Holding out here. See, it's different than the beginning part. Watch this. Isn't that cool? See, what is happening? F sharp is common tone. F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. Go back to the beginning. Now let me emphasize some F sharps. It's a common tone. It's a common tone technology of this song. Watch. It's in the chord. F sharp is a common tone technology throughout all of Springshe. F sharp. Oh, what about that chord? Oh yeah, because it's G major 7. Here's that F sharp. So if I played along and just played F sharps all the time, it would be, I think it would work. So that makes it great, right? It makes it greater. That's the verse, and then the chorus. Sync down to F sharp, right? And then moving one finger, that third finger, there I am, moving it right there to make an F sharp 7, 2, 6, and then that common tone that's been all the way through F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp is a common tone throughout Springshe, no matter what. So, that being said, here I am in the middle of the chorus. F sharp still common tone, common tone technology, and then I go sync right down to F sharp, where I'm talking about it. So F sharp is definitely predominant here. And then when I'm going to move one finger right here, F sharp is still predominant. So then what do you think I'm going to do with the melody? Since F sharp has been predominantly here in the common tone technology note, I'm going to go right to F sharp as the main melody note. Now I have many chords that I can use common tone technology to say that there is a note that I can use F sharp as the melody, and but the one that I found, and all the possible ones, and there's at least 12 if not 24 of them, but anyway, majors and minors, I discovered I loved the E minor 7, which is the E minor 7 with a 2, and this is the 2 of it. And so when I'm on this resolution of an E major 7 with an F sharp bass going to F sharp 7, right, straight back and forth, then I finally just resolve it to E minor 7. Do you hear the resolution there from the E major 7 with an F sharp melody, then keeping the F sharp melody as a common tone, I'm going to go into the E minor 7. And I'm going to stay right on E minor 7. In my brain, I'm going to think E minor 7. And when I'm thinking E minor 7, I got to use the minor chords. Oh, the minor, the board, the whole board. The board. Okay, so the board. So in a minor, right, I can have a 2, a 4, and a 6, and a 7 in melody notes and in sweet notes or whatever you want to call it. That's what I'm going to get, right? So I'm going to hear. So here, you see it? So in a minor, I'm going to have, where's the side? Oh, there it is. A 2, a 4, a 6, or a 7. So where is the 6 of an E? Because I'm in E minor. It's right here. And it kind of sounds kind of mysterious when it's really squished up against the minor 7, but if you lose it as a walking note, between the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 2, the minor 3, it's just a normal note. It's rather than C natural. Well, C natural could be, yes, it could be very cool, but that's in another whole key thing. But I'm dealing in E minor here, and the 6th of E minor is C sharp. So I fooled on that E minor, and I walked around on that E minor, and I just kind of crawled up using all the possible, remember, like I'd always have a keyboard that would press down all the possible notes that I can play at this point. Well, in an E minor 7, I have the 2s everywhere, and the 6s everywhere, and the E minor 7s everywhere, and it comes to these notes, and I'm pressing down right now. So these notes, anywhere I can play. So if I split them up into 6, like I was doing earlier in the song, and there's a 6 apart, but I'm playing all the legal notes, sweet notes of the street that I'm in, then I have myself almost a chord, like if I'm on 6, a 6, a 6, 6, 6, 6. Look, you can find middle notes, and then you fill them in, and then you get these great, I'm pointing where I wanted to use the pointer. Then you get these great chords. All these, there's a thumbing right there. Little underscore accompaniment right here. But then, that's what I'm doing. The rhythm. Oh, and then all E. Before it was all F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, and the whole other page. This page is all E. And it, except for what is the 5th in between E, B. Before, when we were in F sharp, the 5th was C sharp, the 5th. But now this, even if I'm down here or wherever, there's the B. So that's all. This entire page in the left hand is E's. Why? Because I'm in E minor 7 to 4. The A is in there too. The 4 was on the minor. Remember on the minors. Whoa, there's board. Remember, upside down. Minor here. 4. There it is. The 4. Legal sweet note. Yep, it's there. Okay. And then I just was like roaming around on that E minor. And then kind of breaking it, like I say, in the six and then the chords in between. And then I'm coming near the end of the chorus, and I just made a little chromatic with a common F sharp again, because F sharp is the note. And then I just went chromatic down, and I became A7. Look at A7, 2, 6. And then I moved down again, and I became A flat 7. Here's the 7 A flat, even though it's F sharp. You could call it G sharp 7, but I'm going to go A flat 7. But anyways, it's still F sharp, right? And then G major 7, which we're all familiar with, that's the first chord. And then a beautiful, what is a great note in a major chord? In a major chord? Oh, in a major chord? In a major chord? +4. +4. +4. Not 4. +4. Sharp 4. Sharp 4. Which off of, if I was resolving, and then I want to go to C, I could have a C major 7 +4. 6. Final chord. What do you mean final chord? Final chord of the chorus. Listen. I went right in the beginning of the chorus. Then I sunk down. Right? And then I went to, and I move it back and forth, back and forth, right? And then I do fooling around on E minor, and then the chromatic, all the F sharp common tone, and then F sharp common tone. And I'm even gonna go to the C major 7. What's the next one? 6. Just a big yeah chord. Where do I go from there? Beginning. It resolves right back to the beginning. Yes, it does. That's great. That is Springshe. It is a big verse and a big chorus. And then back to that whole middle chord. And how do you resolve it? Easy. Go to B. What do you mean? All right, now listen. You're coming out of this E minor. I'm going with all those notes that are, between walking around the E minor. I'm right here on this page. I'm actually down here. And I'm about to go to the chromatic chord. And I'm just doing inversion of the, I'm doing it inversions of, I'm doing inversions. I'm doing inversions of this. Chromatic to chromatic to chromatic to chromatic. Right? Resolution. Watch. Chromatic. I mean, a version of the exact chords that are there. Believe me. And also taking out some notes that are not quite, what do I want to say? Not quite, they're not needed. It's just that I don't have enough fingers to play them. In other words, like occasionally, I wouldn't play like a fifth, even though a fifth is a strengthener, like you can let it go if you don't have a finger to play it because you want to accent that you're playing like in this chord. First I started here, which is actually a +5. This is what I was talking about. In the B, it starts with a B flat and it goes to a +5 of that, from a 5 to a +5 and making a 7. And then it goes to an A7 2 to A7 6, A7 6. The F sharp. What is the F sharp? Should be the title of this little section here. In the first chord of the resolution or the chromatic ending of the chorus, it is a B flat plus 5. It's the plus 5 of B flat. Here's a 5, here plus 5, and with a 7. And the next one, it's the 6 of an A. And the next one, it's the 7 of an A flat. And then it's the major 7 of a G. And then it's the plus 4 of a C. But if you invert it, you gotta remember I'm in a B flat 7 plus 5, and here I'm in A 7 6. I can use all the notes to make a melody. I'm in A flat 7 6, and that's a 6. This is 6 of an A flat, and this is the 7. So here I have this, but it works because it's the 7 of an A flat and the 6. Just spread out here, but it's cool. But I can still accent or go especially to F sharp, and then I go to it. I go to almost looks like a D chord with a C bass, but it's actually based off a C major 7, 2 plus 4, down a 4, 6. From jamming many times, and so I'm going to keep going because it is the melody, right? What happens then? Let's hear it again. That's so pretty. And this is the melody I made up from all those legal notes that I told you about. Listen to it, listen to it, listen to it. It goes right back to the beginning. Yes! Does. Springshe comes right back home to the G major 7, to F sharp minor 7, to the B minor 7, to then the final cold chord, G major 7 2 with an A bass. Where do I go? Let's resolve the whole song into a B. That is Springshe. Another fun song here on Studio E. Another fun song. That is